Hello YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Today I would like to talk to you about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. This is the third game in the series, and watching this you probably know what the Assassin's Creed main premise is all about. We have Desmond, who is a boring character whose ancestors are assassins. Desmond is recruited by a bunch of boring people who have him do all kinds of boring tasks.
Right, look around Monteriggioni for circuit boxes. Rebecca's little doodahs, they'll reroute small amounts of electricity to the power line underneath the villa. Don't ask me how they work. If I understood that, I wouldn't be the fella hiding the van.
But once they hook Desmond to this machine called the Animus, that's when the game actually begins. Because through the Animus, Desmond can tap into the memories of his ancestors and recreate them so you can replay them, basically. Now, Brotherhood picks up right after the events in Assassin's Creed 2. Ezio, the main character, killed all but the Pope, and the Pope is back and allies with the Borgia family who rule the city of Rome. Caesar Borgia kills Ezio's uncle and destroys the family villa.
So consider this an invitation from my family to yours.
Ezio barely escapes the mayhem and sets off to Rome for, you guessed it, revenge. So the story is somewhat similar to the second game, but this time around the stakes are a lot higher. You need to reclaim Rome for the Assassin's Guild. The graphics of the game are not a huge step up from the second game, and the facial animations are still quite basic.
Amazing.
I cannot imagine such wonders.
The recreation of the city of Rome, on the other hand, is where the game really shines. The design of the city is phenomenal, with all the familiar landmarks like the Colosseum, the Pantheon, and all the ruins that are instantly recognizable if you've ever been to Rome, that is. But also from books and from school, maybe. It's just a little unfortunate that Rome is only semi-open for you to play in, with parts not accessible until further on into the game. Fortunately, the game is never boring, with a wide variety of main story missions, with lots of stealth gameplay, but also head-on assault missions, platforming bits, horse and rooftop chases that all take advantage of all that Rome has to offer. The core gameplay mechanics are here and pretty much untouched. Like in the second game, it's not very refined, with strengths and weaknesses. So the running and climbing is still great and a lot of fun, but the jumping not so much. Unintentional misjumps leading to your death still happen. Not so much because you mistimed your jump, but the game almost feels like it does not register the controller's input. Stealth gameplay works really well, but sometimes it's not clear what distance you should need to keep from your target. Sometimes you are too far away and you lose that mission, or sometimes you're too close and you're recognized. So that's sort of confusing sometimes. Also, the fighting system still feels restrained. It's not very challenging, and the camera sometimes gets in the way of things. It's very annoying. do get some nice new weapons to use, like the hand cannon, the crossbow, and poison darts, and, of course, various swords and maces. But there's a lot more added to the game. A lot of side activities, and these include exploring ancient underground tunnels and temples, finding all kinds of treasures, participating in races, parkours, fulfilling assassination contracts, and so forth. There's just a lot of stuff to do here. Now, most of these activities are fun, except for me, you have to destroy the Borgia towers, because you can then diminish the influence of the Borgia over the city. Now, Ubisoft built upon this mechanic later on in later games like Far Cry 3, where you also had to clear these outposts. Now, I do like the concept of reclaiming territory or the city in this fashion, but the towers are not at all tied to the storyline, because it is really never mentioned in the main story, by the bad guys or the good guys. So it feels like it doesn't really matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you destroy these towers at all. And each of these towers and the destroying of these towers boil down to first assassinating the Borgia commander of the garrison around the tower, and then climbing the tower and blowing it up. Now, this process is virtually the same each and every tower, so it becomes repetitive. Once you've destroyed the tower, the surrounding area opens up for you to buy and renovate buildings, open shops and banks, churches, and all kinds of buildings. So that's a way of generating income. Income can also be earned through fulfilling these missions, and with the income you can buy better armor and weapons and so forth. What I especially liked is that you can help town folks, and they will then join your assassination or assassins guild, actually. So when called upon in missions, a bunch of assassins will instantly appear and kill your enemies. That's sort of unrealistic, but it's a lot of fun to do.
The liberation of Roma has begun.
Grazie. My skills are limited, but if you will have me, I'll fight with you.
You can assign your assassins various tasks in different cities across the globe, and when fulfilled successfully, they will level up. So basically they get better at what they do. I really love this mechanic, the Brotherhood thing of this game. It sort of gives you this power over the Assassin's Guild, and it's just a lot of fun. Now, the game is very polished, has high production values, convincing voice acting, and some very good music. The game runs very stable on my PS3, but it does suffer a little from texture pop-ins and some screen tearing. But nothing game-breaking, by the way. So, in conclusion, Ubisoft opted with this game for the don't fix it when it's not broken approach. Because of that, the game makes less of an impression than and plays similar to the second game. That was a high step forward in the franchise, but on its own merits, this game is great. It's a lot of fun. You can buy it cheap anywhere on Amazon or whatever site you use. So it's great, and I definitely give this one a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it that you took the time. Leave comments and let me know what you think. See you next time.